All right, today we are going to make an ant's eye view of a cactus. Well, multiple cactus. So we're going to start with the vanishing point. Make sure it is just a point and not a giant circle. We draw receding lines to the vanishing point all the way around the paper. Once you have drawn all your receding lines to fill the entire page, and you made sure that they go to the vanishing point. Now, making sure they go to the vanishing point is extremely important, because if they don't, then it's not going to look correct. Like this one where they're not going to the vanishing point. Or this one where they made the point too big and still didn't take them to the vanishing point. Make sure all your lines go to the vanishing point. Now, we're going to start with the cactus. The thing you want to do, choose two lines. And I'm putting dots on them to help know which two lines I'm going to choose. From one dot to the other, I make a curve. Now, the important thing is the receding lines below the dot. That is the side of our cactus. Now, very, very often I have people who see this cactus that somebody made. It doesn't use the receding lines. The receding lines are the side of the cactus. See this one here where they drew the curve, but then it veered off. Keep it on the receding line. Because this is an extreme view, we are doing an extreme view of a cactus. You have got to make sure that you follow the receding lines. Now, I jump out, do a curve, this side, and then I follow the receding line and go into the cactus. This one's going to go down a little bit lower before I go in. And then you can just use your eye and your judgment to draw the lines on the inside. They go down and then they curve into the cactus. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. Curve, go into the cactus, and this one's going off the page, which is perfectly fine. You see how the lines that follow the receding line go down until they need to. This line tells me where to turn and go into the cactus. Now, it's probably going to be easier if you rotate your page as you draw. And remember, do the curve between two of the outside lines and continue if you need to darken that line for the side of your cactus. Draw the curve for the arm. Now, if I want this to go onto my cactus where it's like the front, then I take it past the side of the cactus line. Make sure I erase that and do a little curve. Then I do the lines on the arm. And then this one, I'm going to keep it behind. Now, you continue to do that all the way around. Actually, I'm going to do one more here. One there. Curve. Darken. I'm going to put arm here. Follow it down lower, bring it on, erase this, and do a couple of lines. Then one on the other side, and I'm going to do this all the way around. So I can add another one here, or I can just leave it with the 4. Might add one right here. When you Sharpie, make sure that you get a decent Sharpie. Some of mine are kind of used up, so if you get a dry one, make sure that you go get a better one. And outline only the cactus and the receding lines inside the cactus. Do not outline all of the receding lines that go to the vanishing point. So we're only outlining the cactus arms, and the lines inside the cactus and the cactus arms. That is all. So you're two choices. Now you can either start erasing all of the receding lines and then we're going to draw clouds, or if you want to draw your clouds first, and if you feel like you need to draw them with pencil first, go ahead. And they're just kind of free form lines, wavy lines, or the edges of the clouds. And I would take some that go off the page and maybe some that go behind the cactus, the cacti. And once you have all of your clouds, and you can vary the size of them, some of them can be big, some can be small. And once they are all drawn, then we erase everything, including the vanishing point in the middle of the paper. For the cactus itself, we are going to use a blue-green oil pastel, a yellow-green oil pastel, and a green oil pastel. So along the lines of the cactus, you are going to color with the dark, which is the blue-green oil pastel. So that's even along the arms. I'm gonna do along the line, because this is the more shadow. Now, the next part is the important part. In the middle, I want to color with the yellow-green. This is the highlight part. So in the middle of each section. Now notice I am not coloring these all one color, because next comes the blending. The blending of the colors will be next. Starting to blend on the smaller ones, just because they are very small areas and the pastels are thick. But you notice how the colors, if you get one color on top of another color, it's like paint. They mix together and make a new color. And you can pick up the one color and move it across so that it looks painterly. Now, I'm going to add a little more blue-green on this side. And then I'm going to take the green, and between the blue-green and the yellow-green, I'm going to mix the green so that it pulls up some of the blue-green and mixes it into the yellow-green. You get a good blending of colors. And I'll do that in all the white spaces. This is what I'm going to do on the entire cactus. So, see how we still see the yellow-green color? On the edges, the colors mix together so that it's not just lines of color. And see these little parts of the oil pastel? That's where you take it and you dump it in the garbage. Continue doing this for all of the different cactus. Once you have the cactus colored, next we're going to do the sky. You want to have 3 different colors of blue. A dark, a middle, and a light. Around the outside, now we are not going to just make a line on the outside. We're not doing this. We're coloring, if you want to define how far in you're going to color with the dark blue, you can make a squiggly line that goes around to tell you where the dark blue will be. Now, once we've got the outside with the dark done, and you notice that it's not just a line on the edges, it's just around the outside. Then we come with the middle color, and you want to mix it on the edges so that the 2 colors blend. And again, you want to decide how far in this color goes. Next, we do our final color, which is the lightest color that you have in your set. Now, my color is not as light as I want it to be, so when I get to the very center, instead of pushing hard, I'm going to do it lighter. So I'm going to come in the middle and add white to it. So I start darker on the outside with pressure, not by the color. And then where I want it to be lighter, I'm going to lighten my pressure so that I can do hard pressure with the white. Remember to mix the 2 colors together on the edges. Last but not least, I'm going to mix this white right over top of this oil pastel, and it's pretty light on the edges, so I'm probably going to have to bring that color back in to blend it a little better. But see how it gets rid of the white of the paper showing and lightens the color? If I wanted to, I could do the entire thing with this and make it all a little bit lighter. Now that we have gotten the sky done, now we can start the clouds. And you see where you might have gotten some of the color mixed in. Well, now this is where we make the different colors of the clouds. Now I can use some gray, and I can just put like little areas, little lines. I can put some gray in there. I can even put some of the blues in there. So notice I am just doing kind of like little squiggles with different areas. You could color some a little more to make it look more cloudy. Put some of the lines of just little bits of blue in there. Maybe the sun is hitting it, so maybe it has a little bit of yellow in there. But don't get the yellow next to the blue, because then you're going to make green. Now I go in a circular motion, so it picks up the color and it blends it. Start with the inside, then move to the outside. Because the outside is going to pick up some of the blue, most likely that's in the sky, and bring it into your cloud. So start with the inside first. Voila! We have an ant's eye view looking up into the sky of cactus.